Hey everybody, it's Bryon the Grizzly here. One third Spoiler King is going to do a solo review. I'm going to talk about Godzilla minus one. The movie's been amazing. It's been doing great at these theaters. It's been added theaters after the initial release. And I just want to talk about it because, guys, you don't know what you're missing if you haven't seen it. I just want to do a quick synopsis on it. This Godzilla movie really takes place in Japan post World War II. Um, very close to the end of the war. Japan is still really from the devastation from World War II, and now it has to face all the destruction and chaos of Godzilla. That's what's going on, and it's kind of you get a different take from it. You saw the trailer that you see Godzilla. The monster looks amazing. Seeing it in IMAX, I actually saw Adobe IMAX. It was great, beautiful, all the scenes were great, and even the ways the time period that it takes place is so perfect, and it looks great. And but you're seeing it all this Godzilla stuff, but from a different point of view of the people of Japan running around and living their lives and how they're the human element to it, and it's so well done. We really see it from one viewpoint of someone who's dealing with PTSD, who was a kamikaze pilot, but he chose not to kill himself. When Godzilla was attacking, and he had to deal with all that shame coming back, and everyone who was fighting Godzilla was all killed. So he's dealing with that shame. He's going through PTSD. He has all this trauma and guilt all going on. It's a beautiful story because he's going back to his home. Everyone's telling him you're terrible. It's your fault. And he finds this girl who's holding on to a baby and finds out that's not her baby. She's just holding on because the mother gave it to her to take care of her because she could no longer do anything with the baby. And she just took care of him. And then he just let her stay. And throughout the movie, you kind of see them falling in love and becoming a family, him finding work, and his work is to basically take all the mines that are out in the ocean and blow them up, make them safe. It's a very dangerous job, but he's very good at it because he has great hand-eye coordination. And through that time, he finds out that Godzilla is still around, and Godzilla is still attacking Japan, and he has to deal with all the consequences and deal with all the trauma coming back to him. While he's doing that, you have his relationship with this girl, which is just she's amazing, and she is not the mother, but she's the little girl is calling her mom, and the baby's now a little girl, and she calls him dad, and he's like, I'm not your dad, I tell you that all the time, but he eventually kind of grows to love her and to just feel like she's everything to him. Well, one day Godzilla is attacking Japan again, and the little girl who's Noriko is out there um at work, and she is well he runs to her. Kochi runs to her to try to be with her, trying to save her, grabs her, pulls her to the side, but then Godzilla's attacking. Everything's about to get blown away. He decides to save him, and she gets blown away. So in his eyes, she was now murdered. Godzilla has now murdered his village, and now the girl that he loved that he never did marry, and he's going to fight Godzilla. And the rest of Japan is deciding that they're going to be the private citizens are going to fight Godzilla their own way. So they're coming out with their plans, and they're trying to figure out all this stuff. And in his mind, he knows he needs to be the final straw that really wins the war. I'm not going to tell you anything else is happening because it's kind of the best part of the movie, but it is amazing. And then there's a little thing at the end that warms your heart. And if you do not cry during this movie, you probably are heartless. I cried at least 4 times during the movie, and if you watch any of my reviews, you know that I'm a bit of a crier, but it's still really really good. It's very heartwarming. Godzilla is an amazing monster. This is probably one of my favorite Godzilla monster movies that I've ever seen. I think it was done so very well. The director Takashi Yamazaki, He knocked it out of the park. Um, Everything about this was great. Seeing it in IMAX, seeing it in the theater is an experience. You have to go try it. By far, to me, this is I'm gonna rank this maybe number 4 all year as far as movies I've seen, and definitely the best I've seen in a long time. Um, but I'm just going to go ahead and rate it. And here at Spoiler Kings, we rate our movies in this one, 3 different ways. We got now, we have later, and we have never. Now means you need to get up right now, stop what you're doing, and go see it immediately. Later is you can wait till you go streaming and you can just enjoy it on your own TV. And never is you should never, ever, 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 ever let it play on your TV. You don't want your eyes to see that the crap that it is. But when we're talking about Godzilla minus one, this is not just a now. I think you should be ashamed of yourself if you haven't seen it already. This movie is epic. It's one of the best Godzilla type of movies. The monster is great. His powers are great. The time period is great. The human element of it is great. The coming together, the solution, and then the ending is so heartwarming. And especially in the monster movie, you don't get that. And you forget that you're reading the subtitles in this movie. It's so good. So I can't give you any more information to say you need to go see it. This is a perfect type of movie, and if you're hearing all the buzz you're getting from it, it's for a reason. This movie is everything that everyone's saying it is plus more. All right, this is Bryon the Grizzly with my finishing up my solo review. I want you to like this video. We are Spoiler King, so we're trying to get your subscriptions up. So please subscribe. Check out our other videos. We are live on Mondays and Thursdays. We are always doing reviews. We do movies. We do comic books. We do comic book movies. We do any type of pop culture news. We talk about everything. You come in the chat. We like to involve the chat and kind of go on whatever you guys want to talk about. So come and join us. We see you on at 9 Central on Mondays and Thursdays. Thank you for listening to me, and I'll see you guys a little bit later.